and welcome back to Mini Urban Farm, a channel about gardening and homesteading in the suburbs. Today I have Alan with me and we are on our property and we're going to be telling you exactly our plans for our land, what we're planning to do with them, what we have done so far, and basically the backstory. So to give you a quick recap, we bought our property about a year and a half, right? Two years ago almost. Right after we met each other actually, which is probably in retrospect not the best thing. I wouldn't recommend it. However, it seems to have worked for us. So we bought our property about a year and a half ago when we were searching for open land because we knew off the bat that it was something that we were both going to want sometime in the future. We put an offer on this property and at the very last minute we were outbid, and then about 30 days later that original offer that they had accepted did not go through and we were offered the property at a discounted rate. So we have approximately 1.7 acres. It is still in the suburbs. We are in a neighborhood, but we are in like a subdivision that there's no HOA, no community regulations or any of that.
So as Veronica's mentioned before, we initially weren't planning on building or moving out to this area very soon. We decided that the market was in the proper conditions. We can get, top dollar for our house. So we went ahead and made the move. We listed our home, we sold it, and now we're in the process of finalizing our floor plans.
And we're essentially homeless, living with family now.
Yes. Family and our chickens. Don't want to forget about them. So we pretty much have our floor plans all done. Once we get those done, we're going to go ahead and start getting bids for builders, figure out who the best builder's going to be, and get the process started so that we can move out here and be closer to our chickens.
Alright, so some quick facts about our land. We are actually still in the same zone, Zone 9B, which is Central Florida, just outside of Tampa. It is about 10 minutes away from where we actually had our house. It is 1.7 acres of fully forested and undeveloped land, currently home to our flock of chickens and our quail, which we check on multiple times a week. It is still, like I said, inside a neighborhood with no HOA or community regulations and 5 to 10 minutes away from shopping and groceries and all of that.
TJ Maxx. Can't forget TJ Maxx. That was a key feature.
Alright, so on this 1.7 acres, we have big plans and big dreams of what we're actually going to put here. Like Alan said, we are working with an architect, which has been a process. I'm sure at some point in time we will talk more about that, but it has definitely been a process to get our plans approved and nail down exactly what we want for our homestead. Overall, our dream home is going to be about 3,200 square feet, which gives Alan's 2 kids a bedroom, and hopefully when we have kids in the future, they will each have a bedroom as well as, a big backyard and the nice suburban manicured lawn that Alan wants. But anyway, so that is the first thing that is going on our property, which would be our dream home. Next up, we are going to be building out a garden. Of course, this channel is about gardening and I have been gardening for about 10 to 15 years. I don't know exactly when it started. I was a kid. And Alan's been gardening since he met me, really. So we will still be putting a garden probably in the spot we are currently sitting on, right? This is gonna be more or less where the garden is. And it is going to be anywhere between 2,000 and 3,000 square feet. My previous one in the old house that you guys saw me garden in was about 450 square feet, so it will definitely be an upgrade. We'll be building in-ground garden beds though. They will not be raised beds since it will be much bigger and the soil out here is significantly better than it was in the the suburban area that we were in before, where we had our house. And plus now we're actually allowed to garden in the ground, which prior to that we weren't allowed to do that. So we'll be building out our garden, which is going to be the second thing that's going on the property. Alright, so next up is going to be our animals, right? We have about 30 or so chickens currently on the property, and we have about, I think it's 12 quail at this point. And then sometime in the future, we will probably end up getting more chickens.
Goats.
And goats, definitely goats, because I want to be able to have some sort of dairy, as well as turkey, because I think they're pretty similar to chicken. I know that there's like some minute differences, however, right, we're used to raising poultry at this point, so I think turkey would be the normal next step, and then of course Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving, yes, very important for Thanksgiving, and then also maybe some sheep or something. Alright, so Alan went to go spray himself with bug spray because we were getting torn up out here. I was smart and I put on bug spray when we first got out here. Alan did not do that, so he went to go spray himself right now. But the next thing that we are going to be building out is our food forest. Now, you guys have probably heard me talk about this sprinkled through my videos in previous videos throughout the gardening experience, the gardening journey, but we are building out, or we're in the process of building out our food forest, which basically means that we're building a little, not little, it's about 7,000 square feet at the very beginning of our property back there. That is kind of like that little chicken coop. The chickens are currently helping us clear out the land, and we are starting to buy fruit trees, and we have mango, we have soursop. How much of that did you put on, bro?
Not enough.
Holy shit.
They're violent. Like vampires out here.
Okay. Anyway, for real, you sprayed so much of that. Oh, God. All right. Yeah, so we have a whole bunch of fruit trees that we have already planted out, and our chickens are in the food forest area now. We kind of like just mapped it out, the area that we wanted, with some of the trees that we have taken down. As you can see, like, we've cleared out a whole bunch of this, and so we've used those trees that we've taken down to actually map out where that area is going for the food forest. So we have a whole bunch of trees. Eventually, once those trees start getting bigger, then we will be putting in root crops and perennials and all these different types of herbs, just to like keep the system going. It's going to be very different than an annual garden, in the sense that you don't really rip it out, you don't really just like take the whole garden out and plant it again. It's just something ongoing that will take care of itself, and as things die, they kind of just get pushed back into the soil, and as things continue to grow, you know, there's more layers of the food forest, and it's just an ongoing, basically self-sustaining little ecosystem that we don't have to put in as much work in. So that is the last thing that we have plans for right now on this property, right? Which is going to encompass basically the entire 1.7 acres, and whatever area is not accounted for is going to be basically manicured lawn, because we have compromised. If it were up to me, I would just fill the entire area, the entire 1.7 acres, just plants climbing up the side of the house, producing food. But of course, in a relationship, you compromise. So we are getting
Need my shed.
So we are getting
I promised the girls a zip line.
Right.
All kinds of cool stuff.
So yeah, we are compromising, and we are going to have some sort of suburban prettiness with a food forest and garden and animal and all of that in here. So yeah, we have pretty big plans for this space. All right, so why did we decide to stay in this area before, right? If we are buying land, we could have bought land anywhere, and we actually did look about half an hour away from where we currently are, but it just so happened that this was the one that we found that we liked. Now, there were a few things as to why we decided to stay in the area. First up,
TJ Maxx. That was a criteria.
yes.
Second of all, we had to be close to work. So we
Yes.
still wanted to be able to be within that 30 to 45 minute drive time with traffic to the office and back.
Yeah.
Now, things are a little bit different now because we're mostly remote because of COVID and the situations we're in now.
Yeah, but if we have to go back to work, we're still within driving distance. And the other properties that we looked at would not have been within that close of a drive to work, and to the office. And also because, I mean, his kids are in this same area, and he shares custody with his ex, so we kind of have to stay.
Limitations and boundaries.
Yeah, we have to stay in this general area to, you know, be close to the kids and make sure that they're still a part of our life.
And one of the last things is airport. So
Yes,
we like
airport.
to travel. We want to have a major international airport nearby.
Yeah.
So we're still within that 30 to 45 minutes to an airport, where if we need to go out of town or we want to go travel,
Yeah.
you know, it's a short drive to the airport and we can be out of town.
Yeah, definitely agree with that one. And then, of course, at the same time, you know, close to family, because Alan's family is here, my family is in this area now as well, and we don't want to have to be so far away. I mean, we see them several times a week at this point, so we don't want to be so far away from family that, you know, it's an hour away from, you know, every single time we have to drive into this area, the city, or whatever you want to call it. So basically, that's why we decided to stay in this area. Those are our plans for our land. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our other videos. We will definitely have more videos on how we are, you know, building out our plans for our dream home, building out our homestead as we develop this land, the new garden, the chicken area, the animals, all of that good stuff. Go like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.